Hello and welcome along to this Dorking Wanderers story from FM20 with me, Daniel. We're back for the favourite moment for most in a one club story. We're making our Premier League debut. We've gone all the way from the lowest playable league. We are now at the top level and we've just got to work very hard to survive and then try and work our way up the league in the next few years. We've left ourselves plenty of time to get success towards the end of this save to possibly compete for trophies with Dorking Wanderers. But today is Premier League debut day and there is no bigger one in this series. There is another big one that went just before though. We have a whole new team of players today. It's a massive transfer special coming into it. So if you did miss that on Wednesday, please do click in the eye above to catch up. There's so many new names, faces and members of the team that you just won't know if you haven't seen it. So please do go back and check it out. There's some massive surprises, some massive sales, some massive transfer records eclipsed, and just some all-round bonkers moments in that one. So please do check it out. There's over 15 players both in and out the club, including load of first teamers. So it is a very important one. But we're here to face Sheffield United and Arsenal in our first two Premier League encounters. The first one, of course, at Loftus Road, now the Kyan Prince Foundation Stadium. That's QPR's home, which we're sharing for one season while our new stadium's built. And according to the media, we're facing one of our relegation rivals at home today. So it's a very important one and we're going to try and get a result before a more daunting trip away to the Emirates. So if you're looking forward to all of that and a massive moment in this series, please do put a thumbs up on the video. It makes such a difference and I really do appreciate your support as we go into the season. I even had a fresh trim for it, you see. It's a really important one and I'm just hoping we can do ourselves justice. With a lot of new players, it's going to be hard for them to gel. Although having said that, the dynamics looking pretty decent, all things considered. And we've got three team leaders again, as McLaughlin and Walker have stepped up alongside Tordoff. So there's plenty of excitement to come. If you want to make sure you don't miss any of this season, please do subscribe down below and turn the notifications on. You'll get alerts as all the new episodes release. The next one from this series will be on Monday. And in the meantime, we'll have our head coach series back tomorrow for the culmination of season 9. On Sunday, we've got our two new series continuing. Our FM20 network career coming towards a conclusion. And also my stadium review series with a co-host, where we talk about the real footballing world and fill the void of not being able to go to matches. Then on Tuesday next week we've got our transfer special. It's a live stream, my third on the channel, and that'll be the head coach for the start of season 10. So if you can pop along Tuesday morning at 10 o'clock, please do say hello. It really does make a difference. It's great to interact. And of course we've got a big transfer window to go through in that one too. You'll find out what it will mean tomorrow's episode. It'll certainly be an important one, but will it be similar to this as we move into the Premier League? Let's have a look at the dynamics. We've mentioned them already. Things looking okay. And we finished off the last episode by looking at the media expectations for the season. And as you would expect, we are expected to finish bottom. But there are 5 other teams down there and then Sheffield United at long odds as well. So we're the 6 expected to be in the relegation race. And we've got one of them in a home game today. So let's go and get straight into it. It is Dorking Wanderers v Sheffield United. It is a Premier League debut, a massive moment in the series, and we're slight underdogs going into this one. Another new home, it's almost sold out. Over 18,000 fans here for us today. So let's go and look at the 11 and 18 that are going to make history for Dorking Wanderers. Okay, so first things first, we're going in with pretty much the same tactic as last year. So the only thing we've done because of the signings is switch the 2 central midfielders. So we've got Boyce on the right hand side as the deep line playmaker, Nunes on the left as the central midfielder, and he's dropped very slightly to a support duty. But everything else exactly the same. We've still got the attacking fullbacks, we've still got the attacking wingers, and with Tordoff coming in today, we've still got an inside forward. So everything else stays pretty much identical. The one massive blow today, Ryan Lima, the right winger, not quite match fit. So he's going to be on the bench today. And because he's not quite in the best condition, I've put Joe Thompson on the bench rather than Gilroy. Just so we've got an extra winger there if need be. Premier League as well. So goalkeeper on the bench. Ben Barrett is that man. Good backup keeper. We've been chasing him for years, so great to finally get him on board. He joined in January, of course, went on loan again to Pompey and helped take them down. So it all worked out very nicely for us. But here is our 11 and 18 in full. There's a couple of positions where I've stuck with the familiar names just to give us a bit more solidarity in the team. So for example, Walker alongside Baker, even though Brown's slightly better. They're the sort of things I'm talking about. So we've got Stropper in goal, same as last year. James at right back, Diallo in for his debut at left back. James playing his first game as a permanent signing, of course. Baker and Walker alongside each other at centre half. An all-new look midfield. It's Boyce and Nunes the central two. But the three behind the striker very familiar. We've got White, McLaughlin and Tordoff due to the absence of Lima. And Prescott comes in for his debut up front. As Cotlio's unhappy for some reason. His morale's really average. I've spoken to him. It's not gone up much. It says he's very happy to be at the club. He's happy with his new contract. So I'm not quite sure why it's so bad. But if we get a big offer, he could yet go. And the European window's still open. So let's not get too excited just yet. But that's the 11 we've gone for. We've got game changers like Cotlio, like Porteous from the first team last year. Both on the bench. Lima's still there. We've mentioned Thompson. And a couple of defensive ones if needed too. So it does mean Lima's debut or first start will probably be against his former club Arsenal. That one in 9 days' time in the second of today's live doubleheader. But let's go and get into our Premier League debut. Can that team beat Sheffield United? Well, 4-4-2 for our visitors. I didn't really expect that in the Premier League, to be honest. There's a couple of real players at centre-half. We've got Chalobah, the right centre-back. Zinchenko from Man City's playing left-back. And Gasperini in goal, probably one of the hottest prospects in the game at the start. Comes through at Udinese and has become a world-class keeper. It's on 115 grand a week. And they're relegation rivals. We were talking about our two key players being in the 40s. And everyone else is 30 or below, basically. A really different approach from the two sides, and it shows just the gulf in financial resources. Once we stay up, get our own stadium, that could of course change. But staying up's going to be difficult if these are one of the sides we're supposed to beat. So let's get into the first half. The lads are listening keenly, and we've left Gilroy out the starting 11. I don't think he's far off. Why is that such a big deal? I'm not sure. Jack Walker's good to go, no problems with him. And into the first half we go. It's Dorking Wanderers v Sheffield United, and we're on the front foot immediately. Diallo on the left with an attacking throw-in, finds Nunes, loses a challenge but keeps the ball, fights hard for it. Into the box, it's bobbling around. Bit of a kick clash actually, I can't really see. The back of both of our shirts are white. Not the best way to start this competition. But either way, it's White on the left wing. We'll try and keep up with play as it falls for Nunes. Looking good early on, been involved in the early exchanges. As Boyce switches it to White, back to Nunes again. Shoots just over the bar. Worth a go from 20 yards in the first minute. Almost an instant hero, but it's still 0-0 here at QPR's home ground. It's a throw for Sheffield United on the right this time. In all white, it's a very weird kick clash, but Hilton's got the ball in the middle for them. And this is going to be the key this year. How well can we defend? It's Potter on the right wing. Chance to cross for the away team. Back to Bone, into the back post. Baker heads away. Dominated in the air in the Championship last year and is doing the same this time round. Tordoff brings it away. Finds Boyce, the other new deadline day signing. Only had probably 2 training sessions at the club, but his cross is blocked and it falls for James. Into the box and shoots. But it has gone out and dribbled wide, almost to the corner flag. 10 minutes gone, an exciting start, but still 0-0 here, and neither side has really looked like scoring. But we're back again with Aaron White on the left wing, beats a man, charging into the United half, shoots straight at the keeper. It wasn't really a great effort, it didn't really trouble him, but a shot on target, and we still look the better side so far. There have been a lot of highlights to start here, and we're back as Bone throws in and plays a 1-2 with Hilton. Switches it back and Sheffield United clear long, headed away by Baker to Nunes. The midfield two already looking influential, and McLaughlin, the new skipper, lovely switch to White, into the box, Prescott's there! Oh, he slid in and hit the post. So unfortunate for him. It would have made such a difference too. If he could have scored on his debut, just a poacher's finish, it would have made his season, but the ball's headed away from the corner. And it just wasn't to be, but it falls for Tordoff on the right. It has been a really impressive start from us. Might just be adrenaline, but it looks good. As Boyce crosses, White's there, heads just wide of the post. And with 15 gone, we've had a lot of chances here, but it still remains 0-0. And are we going to struggle to be clinical at this level? It's so often said about Premier League teams, and I'm starting to get a bit fearful of it based on this half an hour. Half time here for Dorking Wanderers. It's 0-0. It did peter out a bit, but we've still had just about the better of this game. The key for us is winning games like this. I don't care if they're 1-0. I don't care if they're poor performances. If we want to stay up, we've got to basically win 7 or 8 home games and a couple on the road. So let's try and get one today as Aaron White's got a dangerous looking free kick. Into the back post, headed away. And there's a counter on. Where's our man gone from the edge of the box? It's 3-on-2 here, although Sheffield United haven't really got men up in support as quickly as they'd like. Although they've beaten the challenge. Flint's going alone. Into the box. Diallo blocks it. It's back to Hilton, no. Oh, nervy moment, just wide from 30 yards. Not the best effort in the world. Certainly not a clear chance. But you see them flying a bit more at this level. Unfortunately, Tordoff is not really adapting to Premier League football too well. So it's going to be Ryan Lima. I'm going to take a gamble on the fitness. Winger on attack. On he comes. We'll give it 5 more before we make any other changes. And at that point, it will probably be Cotleo coming on. Try and get ourselves some goal scorers on the pitch. But 20 to go. Lima's on. Nothing's really happening. Although we have got another free kick. White into the box. Walker's fouled. Has to be a penalty. Jack Walker's indicating a push. Oh, I forgot we've got VAR. But it is a penalty now. And it will be taken by Ryan Lima, who is the best penalty taker with a rating of 10. What an introduction this could be for the Wonder Kid. I forgot about VAR. That's annoyed me. But, oh no. Oh, what's he done? He's passed it wide of the post. You can't miss chances like that at this level. Ryan Lima with a bit of a disaster start for us. And Cotleo's going to come on for Prescott now, but we ain't going to win after that, are we? I mean, what a way to finish your debut there. On the pitch 5 minutes, could have been an instant hero. And after all I talked him up in the last episode, the big money signing has let us down there. We've got just over 5 left. Aaron White's knackered, so I'm going to have to bring Joe Thompson on. I did not expect him to be playing Premier League football, but here he comes to try and save the day. 5 minutes left, we're going to demand more, and let's just see if we can get something special in stoppage time. And it might be a disaster even more now, as Cannon's got the ball to Sinchenko, and it's Sheffield United coming forward late on here. Flicked onto Flint, into Warmington, unmarked. Good save, Stropper. Had nothing to do all game and got down to his left with a really smart save. And it might have just saved us a point here. It has finished. The 4 minutes of stoppage time are over. And after a missed penalty from Ryan Lima, it is Dorking Wanderers 0, Sheffield United 0. Not a disaster on our Premier League debut to draw, but it should have been so much more. We were the better side. We had the penalty. And the big money signing might well take a confidence hit from that. We need him to bounce back quickly. We're pleased with the lads. They've given everything. They've certainly competed. They looked a Premier League side. But next up is Arsenal, and that's going to be a bit harder. So fingers crossed we'll be able to get something special there. Some injury news for Mohamedi Diallo. He's got a 7-day knock, so should be back with it being a Monday night game next. A point on the board. Not a disaster. I mean, it's okay. We're going to skip ahead to next Monday now. We'll get straight into the Arsenal game. Right then, back for the small matter of Arsenal in our second Premier League game. The first one on the road. We're actually above them in the league going into this, as they lost at Newcastle on the opening day. There's been a lot of draws in the table so far. So as it stands, we're 15th. Norwich are expected to be down there, and Reading both on 2 points with 2 draws. We've got Watford on 4. They've had a great start. Sheffield United won their other game as well. So maybe it's not quite so bad as we make out. But having said that, we've got a big test today. And when we play sides like this, we're probably going to struggle. The good news, Lima's fit to start, as is Prescott. Sean Wheatley wasn't going to be in the squad anyway, so it probably doesn't matter. Arsenal heavy odds on favourites. I'm not sure the positive mentality is going to work against Jurgen Klopp's side, but we'll see as the day goes on. So let's make our changes. Lima's going to come in on the right wing. He'll replace Tordoff, who will drop to the bench. And then with that in mind, I think I will keep Thompson on, because Tordoff can play wide or centre mid, so it seems a bit more balanced on the bench there. Gilroy probably misses out as a result, although he can play everywhere. So which one do we put on the bench? I think it has to be Gilroy. He's a better player, he's got better morale, and he's younger, so why not? Diallo is fit despite that knock in the last game. And I think everything else looks pretty solid. So we're going to go for the same team with just that one change. It's Lima in, certainly an upgrade on Tordoff, and another old hero on the bench if we need him. But let's get into it, just that one change, and see if we can shock the mighty Arsenal. 4-2-3-1 for Arsenal. They've matched us up. Mason Mount's playing attacking midfield. They've got loads of the other old wonder kids playing in attacking positions too. And then a fully regen back 5. You'd expect that at this stage, but some good young players obviously there. Sander Berger, the Sheffield United man in real life, he's on the bench. Is that Theo Hernandez? It is. So a couple of old school players there if need be. But it's going to be a ridiculously tough test. We lost to them last year heavily in the cup. And the lads are relaxed. There's no pressure on them. but it's going to be a very tough day at the office. So let's see if we can cause a shock, but we won't get too upset if we lose this one. 25 minutes with no highlight. It's actually been a very even game in terms of the stats. But here we are on the left wing with Núñez, and he's given the ball away. And we've seen Arsenal counter at speed. They did it in the cup last year and caused chaos against us. Is Xerxes on the right to the back post? Can we get there? James heads up more than away. It falls for Sigurdsson, who crosses. Mount loses out to Walker, but it falls to the midfielder again, and they get it wide to the left-hand side. Ben Lulu on the overlap. What a name that is. To the byline, into the box. Zaniolo down. Mount scores second time of asking. The first one was blocked. We put bodies on the line, but we just couldn't hold off any longer. 28 minutes gone at the Emirates Stadium. It's Arsenal 1, Dorking Wanderers 0. Free kick on the right for Dorking. Lima takes it, the new man. Into Walker. Good chance. Straight at the keeper in the end, but probably should have done better with that. Either side, and it was likely 1-1 here, but now it's Arsenal coming straight forward again. Baker deals with the long ball forward from the keeper. He finds Lima, the wonder kid, on the right. Straight from Arsenal. Obviously a tough game for him, and he's given the ball away there. And after a pretty disastrous, nightmarish start in the last game with a missed penalty, he's lost the ball here and he's put Arsenal through, but Stropper makes a good save down to his right. 10 minutes to the break, Arsenal just starting to get on top, but we still look a threat from set pieces. White in, it's another penalty. Oh, we've got VAR again. He's going to give the penalty, and it's going to be Lima again. If he misses 2 in a row, he won't take one again, but the next best penalty taker is the keeper, Stropper. So we need him to score. Oh, no, he's done it again. Why are we back for another highlight like that? I've no idea what happened. I looked down, and White's coming forward on the left, as Lima's missed 2 penalties in 2 games. It's out for a corner, and we're going to have to change it. The best penalty takers at the club are joint with 10. It is Lima, and it's Stropper, the goalkeeper. And I can't let Lima take another one after that. So you'll be able to see, if we go to the penalty taking stats now, he's the best. Stropper and Lima. So the goalkeeper is going to be the penalty taker. I don't feel like I have a choice after that. So corner kick, we've done really well again. And 2 games in a row, we're going to lose points because our best player, our 32.5 million signing, has missed penalties. He's got the ball on the left here as his corner's headed away. He's got to shoot. He's got to do something to get back into this, or his teammates are going to hate him soon. And he could be the biggest flop in the history of this channel if he doesn't start waking up soon. A wonder kid, a world-class talent, and apparently a decent penalty taker, but not from the evidence we've seen. It was one of those, it was the perfect height for the keeper, it was just easy. But here comes Aaron White, another wonder kid. On the left-hand side, gets to the box, good effort and a very good save actually. Tip wide down to his right by the Arsenal keeper. And we're coming back into this, there's a bit of a flurry here. The keeper claims the corner, it wasn't the best one. And the delivery not good from Lima again. But we're straight back, key highlights, there's plenty of them. Allsop clearing the through ball, and now Arsenal pick it up in midfield. Out to the right, Zaniolo finds the overlapping fullback. Chased back by White, but he's not able to get there. Cuts inside to Zaniolo. Chance to cross into the back post. Sigurdsson heads just over. And Arsenal could have doubled their lead there. But as it is, it remains 1-0 to the home side. We're back almost immediately though, and Aaron White's about to get sent off. 2 yellow cards, 2 silly fouls. Did that deserve a yellow? I'm not convinced. But as it is, we're down to 10. Oh, this start to the Premier League. It's not easy, this league, is it? What should we do now? I'm going to move McLaughlin out wide, I think. I don't think I've got another option. He can't really play on the left, but I haven't got much else I can do. So inside forward on support, and that's what we'll look like going into half-time. Yet another story of what could have been. Mason Mount scores the opener. Ryan Lima misses another penalty. I mean, what on earth is going on there? I almost think at his age, do we get him working on them? But it's not worth it, is it? So Stropper will take them for now. We'll sympathise with the lads and we'll drop to a balanced mentality. But we know for sure we're not going to get anything now. 1-0 down with 10 men against Arsenal. And this is going to be a long 45 minutes. 10 minutes into the half and it's a throw-in for Arsenal on the right. Zaniolo takes. Mount flicks on back to Gomez at the edge. Far less pressure than we'd expect on him. And he finds Sigurdsson who shoots. Blocked the first time. Out to Ben Lulu. Good ball. Great save, Stropper. I mean, what a goalkeeper he is. He continues to perform well. He continues to save goals. Marcelo Stropper's certainly a good player. What I need from him now is to be a good penalty taker as well, as he makes another brilliant fingertip save. But if he can't take penalties and do better than Lima, we're going to have a long, hard season here. 2 penalties in 2 games. He makes another save from this one. And our wonder kid right winger, I'm building up an irrational hatred already. An hour gone, McLaughlin's going to come off. The skipper being forced out of position. It's not his fault, but there's nothing I can do about it. So McLaughlin's going to be replaced. Maybe Cotleo? I think Cotleo on the left. And we'll try and bring one of them on. In fact, Prescott can go out wide. He's a bit better in those wide areas. Got all the attributes. He'll be a winger on attack. And then Cotleo will be up front on his own. Boyce is looking anxious. Nunes not had a great game. I feel like Porteous deserves a Premier League debut. So he's going to come on. He'll come on for Boyce, who's anxious. He'll go in as the centre midfielder on attack. Nunes will switch to the deep line on defend or support. He can do that just as well. And let's get back into it for the final half an hour. Free kick for Arsenal. Gomez to take. Oh, what a save. Stropper again. Wonderful goalkeeping. Basically been a one-man team at this point. I'm tempted to bring Diallo off because he's on a booking. Do we want to get another red card? Lewis James isn't playing great, but he's now the captain with McLaughlin off. And Mount's picked it up on the right. Nunes makes a good challenge. Do you know what? Let's make the change. Petrucci on against his former club. It's going to be Lewis James to come off. And with 20 to go, we're still holding strong at 1-0 to Arsenal. Goal kick for Stropper. Long ball forward. I mean, if we can nick a point out of this, it'll be the greatest result ever. But Lima's confident shot. He's given the ball away with the header. There was no pressure on him. He didn't get anywhere near it. Petrucci back to Stropper. The goalkeeper finds Walker and Baker. We're playing it out nicely here, but not really getting anywhere. It's a long ball from Stropper eventually, and straight to the Arsenal right back. Finds Zaniolo. Pressure on us again. Lovely ball to Sigurdsson. Beats the defender, but the keeper's there again. Long ball into the box from Gomez. It's a penalty to Arsenal this time. The centre midfielder fouled. VAR again. Penalty given. I hate the delay that causes. Arsenal will show us how to take a penalty, I presume, and it will be 2-0 and game over. Mason Mount steps up into the bottom corner, sends Stropper the wrong way, and it is 2-0 at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal unfortunately have won this game. Long free kick for Arsenal in their own box, finds Gomez in the middle, and it's starting to look like this could get a bit messy now. Theo Hernandez on the left, chance to cross, block back to Sigurdsson. Here's one dribbles just wide. Saw the defender almost move out the way there. Must have been confident it was going wide as Stropper continues with the goal kick. Out to the left-hand side, only finds Zaniolo. Mount out to the overlapping fullback. It is all Arsenal. We've run out of legs. We've got a man less. And Cotleo didn't even run for that. Eventually he does get there and he tries to switch the play, but it's underbaked and it's just not good enough. We said we wouldn't be upset if we lost this game, but the way it's gone, we're going to get another red. We're going to be down to 9. Diallo's been sent off. The whole left wing has been sent off in this game. Diallo follows White. We're down to 9. Look, we've got to stay on your feet and we're tripping players galore. There's nothing I can do. There's no changes left. There's no defensive-minded players on the wings. Who's going to play left back? That's the question. Nunes can play left midfield. Porteous can't play wide. Can Lima play right back maybe? He can. So there we go. Petrucci will switch to left back. Lima will go to right back. Cotleo will go to the right wing and we'll play a 4-2-2-0. So Cotleo inside forward on attack. And that's what we're going to do. So 5 minutes to go. 9 men against Arsenal. It's still only 2-0 remarkably. But it could have been different in the first half. We matched them. We had the penalty and we wasted the chance. Here's Nunes, just trying to see out the game. Back to Petrucci. Don't lose it there. Goes long. There's no one chasing because we haven't got a striker. Into stoppage time though. 2-0's not a bad effort. Sander Berge puts it through and Mount could make it 3. Good save, Stropper. Tip behind for a corner. How many times has he saved us today? The second half in particular, it's been all Arsenal and he's been brilliant. 2-0's not the disastrous result. It's not the worst in the world. But what a bizarre start to the season. 2 missed penalties in the first 2 games. 2 sendings off in one game when we barely get one a season normally. And we finish off with a free kick. Can we maybe nick a consolation? I'm a little bit deflated on the way this has happened. No problem with the defeat. Arsenal were always going to beat us. But the way it's happened is a little bit weird. Jack Walker gets a header on target. A nice way to finish, I believe. But with 15 seconds to go, Arsenal have won it. And we will end the episode in the relegation zone. We'd probably expected it. But the 30 million wonder kid has probably cost us 2 results here. And how we've got 2 red cards, I don't know. Stropper in goal. Long kick forward. Out for a throw-in. The final whistle goes. It's Arsenal 2, Dorking 0. Another missed penalty from the wonder kid. And 2 red cards in a game for the first time in this series, I believe. We finish in 19th place. The only team without a point is Villa. And we prop up the rest of the league. Certainly not a good sign for the season ahead. We've played at home to one of our relegation rivals already. And what are we going to do with the missed penalties? Marcelo Stropper, let's go and get him in as number one choice now. We cannot have him not taking the penalties now. And his name's Michael. I've been calling him Marcelo all day. So apologies to him. I'm a bit like Louis van Gaal with Chris Smalling. But a defeat, 2 red cards, what more can you do? We are in the relegation zone. We've started badly. And we've got a long old time ahead of us. So we'll come back. We'll show a bit more this season. Our first one at Premier League level. We'll either show Tottenham or we'll show both United and Chelsea. So it'll be a combination of one of those two. But if you did enjoy this episode and our start to the Premier League season, please do put a thumbs up on the video. No goals in 2 games, 2 missed penalties and 2 red cards. There are so many things to be concerned about. It's going to be a long season. It's certainly not going to be easy. We said we might be able to stay up with these signings, but the early signs aren't very good. Let me know in the comments what you think of the season ahead. Anything I can do tactically? I think we've actually played pretty well. If it wasn't for the missed penalty, we'd have won the Sheffield United game and we'd probably be quite positive now. But as it is, it's all gone a bit wrong and we've got to find an entirely new left wing for our Southampton match. Fingers crossed we can get a point or at least a goal on the board in that one and we can start to climb up the table. We've got a League 2 side in the Carabao Cup. Fingers crossed a bit of a morale booster there. And then we start to play more of the bottom 3 rivals. Wolves expected to be down there, as are Reading, and they're 2 of our next away games in the league. If you want to see how this season unfolds, subscribe to the channel and turn the notifications on. You'll get alerts as daily episodes release on the channel, both from this series, the other one, The Head Coach, the live stream alert on Tuesday, of course, and our 2 new series which continue on Sunday. But a big thanks for watching this one and your support into a big new season here. And hopefully we can do a bit better and survive in the Premier League. Thank you very much for watching, and fingers crossed I'll see you next time.